Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tato's Hardcore Media. View another special video. This one, uh, again, Osmond Gold just happens to pop up on this computer of mine. Excuse me. And going over freedom of speech and everything. Trump's freedom of speech. And you have to worry about his freedom of speech because politics and how Republicans are, and both Republicans and Democrats can be huge bullshitters on how they interpret freedom of speech and how freedom of speech is really absolute. It's not just for one political party, one political ideology or opinion, or for their politics. It's not for even religion. So anyways, let's get to it.
It always happens. However, the next big attack on people. There is a big war, and this is the next big problem that's going to happen. Eventually, Democrats will get control back again. This will happen because it always happens.
This is because there's too much extremism on both sides. And I think people have woken up, a lot of people have, that you can't have these extremists on both sides, both parties, bullshitting about how they're going to take care of you, how they have your back, how they're trying to protect you from others, or the other side is saying we're for free speech, they aren't, or we're here to protect your human rights, they are not.
However, the next big attack on people's liberties is going to be on social media, and it's going to be against free speech. I think that it's going to get a lot worse because they're going to try to codify different types of speech-compelling regulations into law. German economics minister already calling for regulation of X. It's fucking sad. Yep, that's right.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple.
He's right, by the way. He's completely right about this.
Just like dominoes, one by one, they'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away.
They have. Like, the social media websites absolutely did that.
Recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people.
Anybody who's on social media knows this has been happening.
If both sides conspire to limit our free speech, Democrats have billionaires trying to limit our free speech. Republicans have religious zealots and extremists that try to limit our freedom of speech.
It's not free speech, it's a private platform. I understand that it's a private platform, but don't you think that it's problematic when all of the private platforms act in unison and collusion in order to stop people from having certain opinions across all of the internet? Like, whenever you own a massive amount of a market share, and you're working with other people that own the remaining amounts of that market share, and you're making decisions unilaterally, you are effectively a monopoly, and you need to be regulated. It's that simple.
They do.
Also,
Platforms need to be regulated.
these websites enjoy a tremendous privilege that's given to them by the government. So if I go to YouTube, for example, and I look at YouTube, let's look at copyright infringement. How many of these videos here are copyright infringement? Let's see. This is copyright infringement. All of the movie. This is a movie. This is another movie. This is a movie. Do you think that all of these things were licensed by Warner Brothers or by MGM or whoever made this movie? Of course not. No. And so YouTube is hosting content on their website that breaks the terms of service, that breaks the law. They break copyright law directly. And they're getting away with it. It's not fair use. It's not fair use to just post a clip on YouTube. Who the fuck thinks that's fair use? Look up what fair use even is. That's clearly not fair use. So these websites are enjoying a tremendous and massive...
Even me doing this, you can say it's fair use, though I'm using him on here. I do this also as press, as journalism, and to get other people's opinions on stuff, which is what news people are supposed to do. Not just my opinion. I don't want just my opinion heard. But look at all this stuff here. Using other people's stuff, identities, yada, yada, yada. And there's copyright involved. There's stuff like that. And let me tell you, he also does the same thing with others. And with Section 230, the government says, hey, we'll take our hands off DMCA, copyright, stuff like that. You're going to be protected because these people are not representative of the company, and you can't police everybody. So we're going to lay off you guys a bit and just,
privilege by allowing people to, this like popcorn picks. What the fuck is this? Diablo 2. Did Blizzard license this? No. So none of these things were licensed by anyone. These social media websites enjoy a massive privilege that allows them to exist. And that massive privilege is given to them by the government. And it's called Section 230, which means that they are a platform and not a publisher. The difference is that a publisher is exercising editorial discretion on what's uploaded and what is not uploaded, and a platform allows users to upload whatever they choose. So the problem is that these companies want the privileges of a platform, but they also want the privileges of a publisher, but they also want the accountability of a platform. So when you look at these things, they want both privileges, exactly. And so that's what I think is really going on. So when I'm talking about like regulation, these companies have regulation right now on them, and the regulation allows them to exist. So if you take that regulation away and you treat them fairly, their entire business model would fall apart and YouTube would be out of business in 24 hours. I'm not kidding. Like if you took away Section 230, they would have to shut down the entire website. That's it. And so
it would rob them, because all these companies could legally go after them and say, you owe us billions and billions of dollars for these people using our logos, our copyrighted material without our express written permission. They would. All these sites would be out of business.
When you're looking at like these companies and you're talking about like, oh, well, they're a private company. Okay, well, if they're a private company, why are they getting these privileges? They would just have to stop moderating? Yeah. I've been watching 4-hour-long Family Guy videos for a month on YouTube. Imagine what would happen if YouTube could get sued for that. Anyway, so what I'm saying is that these companies that are social media platforms, they are not operating in a free space. They are operating under a privilege that is granted to them by the government. And I think that because of that, there should be a degree of accountability. Because if you're using that privilege in a bad way, then you shouldn't have it.
They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled and destroyed, and it must.
And it is a cartel, very obviously. And you can see this happen when a person gets banned on one platform, and then all of the platforms ban them at the same time. I think Alex Jones is the best example of this.
Happen.
I mean, with Alex Jones, he says some crazy stuff. A lot of people say crazy stuff on the internet. But it's free speech. People have the freedom to say what they want. You can say, well, say YouTube, Twitch, Twitter X, stuff like that. They have rules which they do in terms of service. They can do whatever they want. If you do something bad, they can kick me or you or anybody else off that. That's facts. But stop representing it as a free space, a free thought when it's not. And stop saying that it is a free space when you get paid by political entities, organizations, and pharmaceutical companies to promote an agenda and ban people for talking ill will against those donors that you're getting money from, and shut them down. It's not free speech.
Immediately, and here's my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens.
Wow. Trump himself was banned? Yeah, he was. Trump got banned.
What about unlawful speech? All my speech is unlawful. Jesus fucking Christ!
On Twitter. And the funny thing is that, like, think about what happened after that. He got banned. They didn't put him in jail. Elon Musk bought Twitter, fired everybody that was doing it. I would not be surprised if Trump goes after the people that were running Twitter whenever they banned them.
Hey, you can say all that you want about Elon Musk, and I can too. Because there's some stuff that I can say as well. But he's allowed everybody to shit on him, talk smack about him, say anything that they want about him. And people are saying that he's anti-free speech, but he's allowing himself to be attacked by everyone. And he's allowing even, adult content on there, stuff like that. You can't say that he's promoting censorship when he's allowing the most free speech from all kinds of people on there to happen. Granted, I was banned. Other people were banned. Some adult stars I know were banned wrongfully. I was too. And stuff. And the thing is, these idiots that ban some of us, it's not like Elon Musk can see all of it and go over our case. You have some real piece of shit at these companies. And they make these bullshit decisions. For me, I got banned on Twitter because I said people that politicians should be executed for the crimes they commit too. This idiot said that mine was too violent, etc., etc. It wasn't. I meant, under the law. These bitches said, well, it was too violent. I said, bullshit. Go fuck yourselves. I said, that's bullshit. No, it was not. Under law, you know exactly what I meant.
And tries to put them in jail or something. I could easily see that happen. That was a disgrace? Yeah. He should. I mean, I don't think you should put him in jail for nothing, right? If they're guilty of crime.
And the thing with X, when I was saying that, is that you have the biggest criminals that you have are government. They're making laws, creating laws, putting out stuff, and then they lie to you for political reasons, and people die for those decisions. Normal people like us, we go to prison for committing those crimes, those felonies, which would be felonies, misdemeanors. And I said, they need to be treated the same way.
They should go to jail, of course, same as anybody else. But yeah, exactly. Do it. No, I think that absolutely he would do it. That's banana republic bullshit. I don't think so. I think that if the companies are doing it on behalf of the government and breaking the law, then they should be held accountable, but not if they're not doing it.
I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis or disinformation.
Yep.
And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship.
This is it. This is key. What do you define as censorship? And what kind of censorship? What about adult, adult X-ray material as well? Is it just censorship against your kind of political, sociological views? Or theirs? It has to be for everybody. Freedom of speech is for everybody. Not just one side, but for all. Even if you don't like it, even if we hate it. Thing is, you can always block somebody. That's what the block button is for. Stop being a pussy. Stop being an idiot. Block them. You don't like it, block it. But the thing is, if somebody's having hate speech or something like that, they do it like this. You know who they are. So if anybody replies to where you work or whatever, or you start talking with them, or you meet up with some of these people, you can point out and say, hey, that person's this, and that, real rat. There is good reason to allow some hate speech, because then you can point them out. Other people will know who they are, the rats that they are. That's the reason why I think hate speech should be allowed in a lot of ways, because you know who they are. Whereas before, and even some now, you don't always see them. You can't point them out. And it's better to know them, target them, and stuff like that, and say, this person is this person, real rat, piece of shit.
Oh my God.
Just me out.
It's going to be a fucking rapture. It would be too petty to do that kind of vengeance. You think it would be too petty on the conversation topic of Donald Trump? Uh-oh.
Directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security,
Jesus.
the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order the Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in the new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal
The purge? Yeah. No, of course.
civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law, and antitrust laws.
By the way, I totally support this. I absolutely do. I think this is long overdue. It's been evident to me that these companies are misusing their position for years and years and years. Finally, this is happening.
the Hatch Act, and a host of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional offenses. To assist in these efforts, I am urging House Republicans.
Let's be honest here. The CIA and the FBI, National Security Council, NSC, intelligence agencies want people to not have freedom of speech. They are anti-constitution. They are pretty much, God, they hate democracy. They love communism. They love dictatorship. They want, to live where government tells people what to do, how to do things. They're not pro-democracy.
To immediately send preservation letters. And we have to do this right now.
Oh, this is how, so they can't delete the evidence. Because if you get a notice of preservation, you're not allowed to, what do you call it? You're not allowed to delete information.
Now, to the Biden administration, the Biden campaign, and every Silicon Valley tech giant, ordering them not to destroy evidence of censorship. Third, upon my inauguration as president, I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk, revising Section 230.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. This was what I hoped Trump would have done in his first term. This was I remember thinking, and I was like, okay, maybe if I vote for Trump, he'll regulate social media, because I think it's a huge problem, because he understands social media in a way that other people don't. He didn't do it. It made me very mad. I would that was actually one of the main things I was hoping he would do. Maybe now he's going to do it.
Let me tell you, he probably doesn't remember. Last time it was supposed to be revised, okay? Republicans also wanted stipulations with X-rated stuff, which is bullshit. Both sides could not agree on certain parts of it. There was give and take, and they said, fuck it. We're not going to do it. Because both sides have their own views on censorship and how Section 230 should be. When it should be about everyone's freedom of speech, expression, stuff like that, etc., 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 and stuff that we may not like. That's freedom of speech. That's the Constitution. It shall not be abridged. It shall not be changed in any way unless you destroy the Constitution itself.
Because I thought that he was in a unique position to be able to do that.
To get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under Section 230 if they meet high standards of neutrality.
This is exactly what I wanted. Yep. Exactly what I wanted.
Transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination.
Yep. There you go. Man. Oh boy. The answer to censorship is censorship? That's not, I understand,
I get what
that's
you're saying,
I don't know, a 90 IQ Reddit take. But no, that's not what's happening here. I agree, no censorship. Yeah, if you want to say your opinion, preach, but I have the right to know who you are. You have the right to know who somebody is. No, you don't. Why do you have the right to...
You have the right to censor yourself. You don't have the right to censor others. This is a problem with idiots. And idiots that are running this country. They don't believe in the Constitution. If you don't like somebody, hit the block button and shut the fuck up. That's it. It's simple. That's how you censor stuff. You censor by blocking. And I see people in different chats that I go to. It's like, stop being a stupid kid, stupid child, and ask for mods to do things for you. And in preschool, kindergarten, or school. You know, teachers' pets, stuff like that. So you don't like somebody, you don't ask. You're a fucking grown up. Act like a grown up and block them. You stupid idiot. It's simple. You don't like me, you block me. That's what you do. You don't censor people like that. You can do your own self-censoring. You don't ask for government. This is why we can't have great things. We can't have good things. Because idiots want government to become a dictatorship. It's like, fuck you. You're part of the problem.
Know who somebody is. That's crazy. The government does. Sure, I think you can make that argument, but no, you don't. As an individual, absolutely not.
We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism while dramatically curtailing their...
For child exploitation stuff, that what do you define as terrorism? Because both sides say that another person's views could be used as terrorism. So I don't exactly agree with all of that. That's just out of difference of opinion, and they could call that misinformation. And then they're going to choose to say, well, we could call it as terrorism because people can weaponize that. And that's where it goes into terrorism. No, it's not.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Does this also stop platforms from being slaves to advertisers? You know what's really funny? It does. Because if they literally can't stop this stuff because of the law, then the advertisers can't use it as leverage. I never thought about that, but you're totally right. Wow. Oh boy, oh boy. The law supersedes TOS? Yeah, of course. Well, this dude's saying all that shit is going to end up playing 4 years of golf.
Terms of service.
If that happens, I'm going to lose. I'm going to be so mad. I feel like if that happens, I'm probably never going to vote for another Republican ever again. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I would be so fucking mad. Can you explain the last comment? Basically, they have to maintain neutrality. Yeah, it's pretty simple. The concern here will be if the energy they have for applying this for the other party is the same for their own party. I'm pretty sure that the Republican Party has done their own censorship. Yeah, they have.
Most of these platforms
you're right. I think that's a very reasonable concern. I think you're
not with political donors and pharmaceutical companies contaminating platforms like YouTube, Twitch, and stuff doing that. No, there is neutrality.
You're right. Klon? You did vote? Yeah, I voted for Trump the first time. I didn't vote the second or the third time.
Power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech. Fourth, we need to break up the entire toxic censorship industry that has arisen under the false guise of tackling so-called mis and disinformation.
What do you call toxic? What is your interpretation?
Wow. Holy shit.
The federal government should immediately stop funding all nonprofits and academic programs that support this authoritarian project.
True. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, who decides misinformation? Exactly. Yeah, this is crazy. Holy shit.
If any U.S. university is discovered to have engaged in censorship activities or election interferences in the past, such as flagging social media content for removal of blacklisting, those universities should lose federal research dollars and federal student loan support.
Oh my God. What's crazy about this is the fact that he's going to do it retroactively. Holy shit.
There's counters to all these.
Oh my God.
The thing with universities is how they can brainwash the people and indoctrinate, weaponize, and where schools, colleges, universities, you're supposed to promote education, not promote political ideologies, and have politics skewed any one direction in any favorable way, in any favor, right, left, or whatever. It's just supposed to promote education, thought, process thought, and freedom of thought and expression and stuff like that, without contaminating it with political, sociological views. And that's what's been happening.
Yeah, this is nuts. I don't agree with the 5-year non-funding on universities. It's only going to hurt the students. They need to punish the board who made those decisions.
Well, yeah.
Oh, why not both? Yeah, no, it will hurt everybody if he does that. And that's the goal. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
You can't have special interest in it. Earn it.
For a period of 5 years and maybe more. We should also enact new laws laying out clear criminal penalties for federal bureaucrats who partner with private entities to do an end run around the Constitution.
Thank fucking God. Yeah, absolutely. True.
And deprive Americans of their First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. In other words, deprive them of their vote. And once you lose those elections, and once you lose your borders like we have, you no longer have a country. Furthermore, to confront the problems of major platforms being infiltrated by legions of former deep staters and
this was crazy to see how many people that worked in the CIA that went to work at Facebook. That was really interesting for me to see that on LinkedIn. What an interesting thing to notice.
Intelligence officials.
Wow.
There should be a 7-year cooling off period before any employee.
The CIA working out these fine institutions, gathering intelligence on you or everybody else. See how they can circumvent and stop different forms of free speech. They're getting education about how information is used, how it's collected, how to stop different people's opinions and thoughts by collecting intelligence from Facebook, stuff like that. Logs, everything else that people have. The CIA isn't working for Americans. That's for damn sure they don't.
Employee of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DNI, DHS, or DOD is allowed to take a job at a company possessing vast quantities of U.S. user data.
Amen to that.
Probably a good idea. I actually think this probably is a good idea. You know what's actually crazy? How many right-wing influencers were literally paid by Russia to make propaganda? Look up Tim Pool's Russian payments. What does that have to do with? Yeah, I mean, that's bad. For sure. Okay. That was easy, right? Yeah, bad. Big bad. Ooh, real bad. Not good. Ooh, bad.
Fifth, the time has finally come for Congress to pass a digital Bill of Rights. This should include a right to digital due process. In other words, government officials should need a court order to take down online content.
Government officials should need a court order to take down online content. I agree with that. Because he's referring to, so at the beginning, I was like, wait a minute, I'm kind of shaky on this. But if he's referring to how the government can affect the social media user's account, then he's totally within his jurisdiction of doing that, right?
Yeah.
Because, the government shouldn't be able to, like, make people take things down without a court order. Absolutely. What about school shooting videos? Well, the government wouldn't really be taking that down. I don't think anybody is going to be complaining about school shooting.
That depends if you're trying to glorify it, if you're inciting violence. There's different legalities when it comes to that. If you use it to incite violence rather than just reporting it, that's different. If you're doing it as press and reporting versus inciting or trying to weaponize it, there are different legalities to that.
Videos.
Not send information requests such as the FBI was sending to Twitter. Furthermore, when users of big online platforms have their content or accounts removed, throttled, shadow banned, or otherwise restricted, no matter what name they use, they should have the right to be informed that it's happening, the right to a specific explanation of the reason why, and the right to a timely appeal.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Thank fucking God, yeah.
Good luck.
And the thing is that all of this stuff, like, I support all of this. I completely do. And I think that he absolutely has the right to do it. I think the government absolutely has the right to do it because of Section 230. These companies could not exist unless they are given this basic immunity, get out of jail free card for copyright infringement. Like, if you take that away from them and you treat them like everybody else, they immediately can't exist. So, again, with great power comes great responsibility.
Facts.
In addition, all users over the age of 18 should have the right to opt out of content moderation.
People say they'll assassinate him for this. Here's what you don't understand. If they end up assassinating Trump, J.D. Vance is going to be like, okay, that was a good start. We're going to do all of that. And now we're going to do all this other shit too.
Other crazy shit, yeah.
Yeah, Vance will go 10 times harder. Yeah. Like, in a lot of ways, it seems like he's even more conservative than Trump is.
Like hell no.
So no, I don't think that's what's going to happen at all. JD will be afraid? I don't think so.
No, he would be afraid.
Yeah, they're not going to make him a martyr. I think that they realize that. Because he's already put out all of these things. And so Trump's already put out a lot of these things as kind of like action items. So if Trump did get assassinated, and there's effectively a mandate for these policies to become law, anybody who went against that would be immediately, like, hated by everyone else.
Not by everyone, but...
Same logic applied with him and Pence the first time. Pence was way worse than Trump in policy. Oh yeah, the electricity, the shock thing. I don't know if that actually happened, but a lot of people were talking about it.
A timely appeal. In addition, all users over the age of 18 should have the right to opt out of content moderation and curation entirely. And
I hope that Trump, I hope he considers making it to where you can't make a social media account if you're under the age of consent. I don't think you should be able to make a social media account if you're under the age of consent, unless it's an account made on a platform that's explicitly created for kids, like YouTube Kids.
There's a loophole, but...
receive an unmanipulated stream of information if they so choose. The fight for free speech is a matter of victory or death for America and for the survival of Western civilization itself. When I am president, this whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large. There won't be anything left. By restoring free speech, we'll begin to reclaim our democracy and save our nation. Thank you, and God bless America.
I swear to God, if this orange retard doesn't do this, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Orange retard doesn't do...
Bro, I'm going to join Antifa if this doesn't happen.
It's not exactly him. It's the House and the Senate. Or they want to keep fighting about, which they always do. Both sides. They're bullshitters. It's up to them. And you don't want extremism on both sides getting their hands and dirty up. That's why it hasn't. That's why it is where it is today. You know. Anyways, everybody, tell your thoughts. Leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Take care. Peace out.